Toni Marinelli passed away at the age of 88. She passed away on May 19th. She is best known for operating Tony's Custard, a successful seasonal family-owned and operated restaurant on 12th Street, Route 54. For more than 30 years, her and her family served some of the best custard and dinners and lunches at that roadside stand. And I have so many wonderful memories of going there when I first moved to the area. She is survived by her husband of more than 67 years, Ed Marinelli, who is also a former Hammonton mayor, her 2 daughters, her sisters, and grandchildren. A Mass of Christian burial will be celebrated on Saturday, May 31st at St. Joseph's Church, and a viewing will be held on Friday, May 30th at the Marinella Funeral Home. More information can be found on Marinella's website. Toni was also a dedicated volunteer for the St. Joseph food stand for the feast week, for speaking of Mount Carmel, and you could often find her in the stand helping prepare food there. She's just had a wonderful presence, larger than life, fiercely devoted to her family, and she's going to be definitely missed. But she's one of those iconic Hammonton women that when you say women of Hammonton, she is someone I often think of.
Yeah, and that is saying something in the sense that we have a lot of iconic women who've lived here, and Tonians have a certain spark or life. I think that when I think of Tony's Custard, I think it was like a magnet for that area of town. You went there because you wanted to go there. It wasn't like you were necessarily on your way to somewhere else. You were going to Tony's Custard because Toni and Eddie were there, and they made that place almost like a second home for a lot of people.
You didn't just happen to be in the neighborhood. Yeah.
And so many good memories were made there. So, like that counter, or sitting at one of those tables, or one of their Italian nights, or just if you were there to get custard or whatever.
With your
Custard,
softball
burgers,
or baseball
whatever.
team.
Right. Absolutely. You would go, almost the whole group would go over there. And again, it was across town, which sounds like, oh, it's not that far. Yeah, it was. You went out of your way. And I think Toni was really, to me, in that kitchen, it was the engine of that place and driving it, in the sense that everything you ate was made with that kind of love and made her way. Such a memorable place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you go there a lot, Joe, from the farm? Because your farm was on that side of town?
No, we normally went home. Every now and again, we would stop there for ice cream, but that was like at night you wanted dinner or you wanted a treat. That's where you went. Usually at the end of the day, people were just too damn tired to stop anywhere and eat. You went home, you got showered, you passed out for an hour, then you regrouped and came up with a new plan.
But a lot of people did go. And look, I was going to say the most telling thing is this, guys, and let's face it. Toni and Eddie, they had their time there, and then when they left, when you track it, what you can really say is that nothing really ever held a candle to what they did after they weren't there. And now it's not a restaurant. It should tell you something about how important they were. And Toni passing away now, especially, was not just to that restaurant, but to Hammonton, for sure.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something about burgers there, Joe?
Yes, they were tasty. They were very good. You go, you get a burger, get some ice cream or custard afterwards, and it was a good night.
Let's keep that discussion going about iconic women of Hammonton, though. There have been some really remarkable women that Hammonton has had in its past. And I'm thinking only women who've passed away, because we have some really strong women who are still living.